Greetings and a blessed good morning to you. You're listening to Styles FM Radio 96.1 and 96.7, coming to you from Port Antonio, Portland, Jamaica. This is the Spiritual Vibrations program. My name is Sister P. Engineer is Cassidy, and I will be with you until 1 o'clock. Participate in the program, you may text or call 453-1444. That's 453-1444. If you're outside of Jamaica, the area code is 876. For those of you in Canada and the USA, you may call us at no cost to you, area code 954-338-7973. You may also send us a message on Facebook at Styles FM Portland for Styles on the Go. I'm not sure if you understand Styles on the Go, but if someone does not have a computer, they can listen to Styles on the Go. In the US, the number is area code 213-992-4360. And in the UK, the number is 020-3670-1330. Having an announcement to make, and that is that Fred Leng, who we know as Roller Man from Hopefield, his funeral will be on February 9th at the Hope Bay Adventist Church. The grave digging will be on February 5th. Hope you had a blessed week. For those of you who are in North America, please keep yourselves warm. We've been hearing of those very low temperatures, and trust me, I think of you. So hopefully by listening to the Spiritual Vibrations program, I will be able to take some of our sunshine, even though we're not even having that much here, and send it your way. I'd like to also give thanks to those of you who attended the walk on Saturday for Joshua McFarlane, and especially thanks to Aaron and, wow, that's his name, who came from Robbins Bay in St. Mary. That was just so good of them. Cassidy, ready? Let's go. Positive Vibes section of the Spiritual Vibrations program. And basically this is for people who really would like to look into themselves, people who want to improve their lives, because basically I've come to find out that some people, they really don't care. They don't value the life that was given to them by the Most High. They're just going through the motions. So for those of you who really are interested, you know, just looking into yourself, searching yourself, we always have special words for you. There are no guarantees in life, but it is a sure thing that you will get back what you give. If you give 100% of your attention, energy, and time to a thing, you will get exactly that back. And guess what? If you give 100% of your attention, energy, and, well, lack of energy and time to doing nothing, then that is exactly what you will get back. Nothing. You will have to depend on other people. Spending your time and attention focused on what you cannot do, because some people do that, you know. Them sit down and all they think about is what them can do. And you do not have answers, that more of the same will come. In other words, when you spend time thinking about all that you can't do, that is exactly what is going to happen to you. You will not be able to do it. When you concentrate on what you don't have, when you concentrate on your weakness, when you concentrate on your faults, and you blame, yes, you blame. This is after you do nothing. You blame other people. And you see that blame? Then that becomes your reality. Nobody has everything, but everybody has something. Use what you have right now. Use it wisely, use it freely, and use it with love. Wherever you are, use your time, energy, and talents to do the best that you can right now. Right now. Don't bother think about what is missing. Spend no time wishing it were better. No bother with that. What you need to do is make sure that you give all that you have to make more, to make sure you will get all that you need. In other words, some people sit down, them blame everybody else for them condition. Them talk about what them don't have. But what did they do to get something? Guess what? Absolutely nothing.
La 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 la. It's only prayer can cast the wicked asunder. Search the master, search our souls now, Jaja. It's only prayer can cast the wicked asunder. Purge your minds, Jah. Show their signs now, Jaja. It's only a fool said there's no God. I'm telling you to your face right now. Don't be satanic. From I came into this life, no one has to tell me that there's a creator for all mankind. And if you ungodly, you are gonna pay a price. As a Christian would say, you do me to Christ. It's only prayer can cause the wicked asunder. Search the master, search our souls now, Jaja. It's only prayer can cause the wicked asunder. Purge your minds, Jah. Show their signs now, Jaja. The way times are changing, you can't stop praying. Rumors of war them raging, while the people in the land are starving. Satan agents live on the masonic order. Blood sucking vampire them now praise the Father. In my field of business, the youths them might get too negative. Yes, like them not got no lives to live, or no love to give. I still read my Bible, Psalms carry on my journey. No evil shall befall me, the Rastafari I'm a prayer. He's only prayer can cause the wicked asunder. Search the master, search our souls now, Jaja. He's only prayer la 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 la. La 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 la. La 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 la. La 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 la. La 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 la. La 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 la. La 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 la. It's only prayer can cause the wicked asunder. Search the master, search the source, now Jaja. It's only prayer can cause the wicked asunder. Purge the master, show the signs, now Jaja. It's only prayer can cause the wicked asunder. Search the master, search the source, now Jaja. Yeah, man, this one is for the people them who love staying a bed late. Wake up and late. Rise up this morning, the uprising, breathe fire, sky fire. Rise up this morning, the uprising, breathe fire, sky fire. Rise up this morning, the uprising, breathe fire, sky fire. Rise up this morning, the uprising, breathe fire, sky fire. Rise up this morning, the uprising, breathe fire, sky fire. Rise up this morning, the uprising, breathe fire, sky fire. Rise up this morning, the uprising, breathe fire, sky fire. Rise up this morning, the uprising, breathe fire, sky fire. Light up all ages. Rise up this morning, the uprising, breathe fire, sky fire. Rise up this morning, the uprising, breathe fire, sky fire.
Yeah, blessed good morning to the Reed family, also to Taria and Karen. Have yourselves a blessed day.
Don't be like a tree without roots. The brightest light. Rise up this morning, rising, breathe fire, sky fire. Rise up this morning, rising, breathe fire, sky fire.
You're tuned in to Spirit spiritual vibration with Sister P.
With Styles FM on the go, you can listen to your favorite programs by calling the USA number 213-992-4360. If you're in the UK, it's 020-3670-1330.
Architects, draftsmen, and surveyors, get your drawings printed in high-quality professional standards. We can satisfy your printing needs. Whether it is for presentation to your clients or for submitting building and subdivision application, make it VJ Printing Services. Whether drawing by hand or with computer-aided softwares, we will plot your negatives and print the copies as you need. We do high-quality white paper printing that is water-resistant and never fades, unlike traditional blueprint. For more information, call VJ Printing at 893-2266.
Come celebrate our African heritage at Prt1, Sunday, February 16 at Somerset Falls, Hope Bay, Portland. Gates open 10 a.m. Special guest, riot percussionist Damel Ouye from Senegal. All-day drumming session, food, fashion, craft, storytelling, poetry, kumina, mento, naya bingi, African music by Muta Baruka. Admission 800 adults, $300 children. Sponsored by Jamaica Tourist Board, IWFM, Stars FM, Raymond Dance, Somerset Falls, Lifespan, DC Arts Commission, and Liberty Hall.
You're tuned in to Spiritual Vibration, Styles FM 96.1 with Sister P. It's styly, it's fiery. Jennifer Barrett said that.
Whole heap of things to talk about this morning. Whoa, whole heap of something, whole heap of something. All right, let me start off with the thing with the bank them. Because you know that from 2009 to 2013, the banks have been raising the banking fees. For instance, in 2009, and the banks that do it, that have the highest fees are Scotiabank and NCB. The fees in 2009 was $100, and now those same fees are $215. Now every year, especially with Scotia, when you see them give out their thing, they are making millions in profit, millions. Yet still, they don't feel no way. The fees at First Caribbean moved from $70 in 2009 to $160 in 2013. And I'd like to tell you that First Global Bank, which I think is a part of Grace Kennedy, they do not charge you for taking your money out of the bank or for putting in. No, I don't know. But I think that it is very unfair that you have money, you carry it to the bank, them charge you. You're taking it out, them charge you. Some of you know, people look like it. I go back to the days of when people used to keep their money under their mattress because really you're not getting no interest on it. Don't make no sense. All right, we can move on from that. I don't know what you think about it. You know, you can always text me and share your thoughts. The Minister of Education embarrassed some schools and some principals the other day, saying that certain schools are, it's almost like him saying that they're producing criminals. Because he is saying that there are certain schools that the children who come out of those schools, in other words, when they did a survey in the prisons, and these are the schools that these prisoners or these criminals are coming out of. That is not fair. That is not fair. I take the case of Vauxhall, which is one of those that's almost at the top of the list. Vauxhall High School produced the Rhodes Scholar from Jamaica last year. The Rhodes Scholar, yes, the Rhodes Scholar, because I think Ronnie Thwaites himself is a Rhodes Scholar. But as long as our education system is the way it is, no, you go into Vauxhall or you go into some of these schools that are labeled the schools that criminals are coming out of. What communities are these schools in? Isn't it more to do with the community than it has to do with the school? If you are coming from a community where you have to run from gunshot or hear gunshot all the time, where there are guns and all of these people, what is expected of you? And these schools are in those communities. So it is very unfair, because I have no doubt that some of these teachers are trying their best. Sorry, Mr. Thwaites. Me no agree with you. I don't know who saw the Grammys the other night. Did you see the Grammys awards ceremony, Cassidy? Okay, well, you know, Ziggy Marley won the Grammy. But what I found interesting about the Grammys was the fact that there was something like 24 couples who got married in the middle of the ceremony. And some of those people who got married, they were gay marriages. So I want to know now, all of our singers and these people who are always singing about all of this stuff and burning out fire, are they going to have their names or their music going into the Grammys, nominated for Grammys from now on? Because you have to put your money where your mouth is. And I know that we have a way of talking to them, say, every mouth have two sides. Because they make up so much noise about that. But what happens if somebody nominates you, if you're nominated for a Grammy, and this happens in the ceremony? What are you going to do? What are you going to do? I thought that I should also mention that in England, and before I go any further, one of the listeners last week saw me in town and he said, Sister P, why you don't stop talking about the British? Why you don't stop bad-mouthing the British? Me not stop that. You make you know that right now, because my ancestors and all of this religious business came to us because of the British. Because some of us left our good mansions and were brought here. We were not brought here as slaves. And I want to say this to Jamaica people. We were not brought here as slaves. We were not slaves when we left Africa. We were enslaved, which is different, and brought here. Kidnapped, then enslaved. Yes, and before you take me on and say some of our people did that, some of our people are doing that still right now, selling us out. So the lawmakers, I guess you would say the government, them tell the Queen that she have to cut our cost of living. She have to cut it. You know how much money she get a year time? £31 million, which is 51 million US dollar. That is how much the Queen get paid every year. I don't know, because it would seem to me that some of our visa fees, because it's a government thing, go towards maintaining her. That's why I say, me not pay no more of them there, I guess whatever we have to pay to the Commonwealth, because I know that them just don't have us in there. And me always I say, Commonwealth, them have the wealth and we come on. So them tell her, because right now Buckingham Palace, them open it like 78 days for the year. And for the 78 days for the year when them open, them have 500,000 visitors. So them telling her that she need to open it up more so that them can have more people paying to go into Buckingham Palace. Of course, I would never be one of those people. But she have to start earning some money for help with her expenses. You can imagine this? And those of us, who like to talk about, that the Anglican Church is a Church of England. Yes. And I don't know if it has changed from when I was a youth. Yes, I was brought up in the Anglican Church. And I know that the Queen is the head of the Anglican Church. I'm not quite sure. I don't want to talk. But anyway, in 1649, King Charles of England, it was what? Charles I. On this same day, in 1649, them chop off him head. Chop off him head. Clean, clean, clean. So this is why we chop off people's head. Because it's the British teach us how to do things like this. And to bring up about the Maroons now. We have different Maroon communities. And there is a Maroon community in Scots Hall, in St. Mary. And the colonel's name is Colonel Prt1. And Colonel Prt1 wants to make a representation to the British government on behalf of all the Maroons that they can receive monies to educate their people and to take care of their children and various families. He's saying that the Maroons should be given what is theirs. The monies, he said, were part of the commitments made when a peace treaty was signed in 1738 to end the years of guerrilla warfare between Maroons and the British. He said that at the time, Maroon leader Cudjoe was to benefit from £300 per year to maintain roads in sections of Trelawney, St. Elizabeth, and St. James. And in Scots Hall, that amount should have been £100 per year. Colonel Prt1 went on to say that the report should have been done by 3 white superintendents who were supposed to be in each of the Maroon communities to give updates on the conditions of the residents. In other words, after the people them signed the treaty, which Nanny did not sign, they had to have these white superintendents in the communities. I understand that. That's not coming like nothing to me. Anyway, they're asking now for money. But it also goes on to say that the British did not consult with the Maroons or have dialogue with the Maroons about the treaty that they were making. They just went ahead and they just made the treaty and carried it to the Maroons. But here what happened now. The Maroons couldn't read. They couldn't read English. My question is, say them couldn't read English, why them sign it? Why? Good question. Could you now today sign something that you could not read? Or would you have somebody read it so that you could understand what it is that you're signing? Later on in the program, we're going to highlight Pinnacle, very controversial subject right now, and to let Jamaicans know. You see, this business about family land. Family land. And when we talk about Pinnacle later on, yes, it affects the Rastafari movement, which is an integral part of Jamaican culture. Be careful, because you don't know when the government is coming for your land, which you call family land.
With Sister P.
Filled with confusion, world filled with illusion. I turn the TV on and all I see is a world of confusion. World filled with confusion, world filled with illusion. Turn my radio on and all I hear is a world of confusion. Religion's taking over, yeah, dividing the human race. Christians and Muslims, yes, they fight each other, yes. Makes no sense, makes no sense. World filled with confusion, world filled with illusion. Turn my TV on and all I see is a world of confusion. People are so abused. Every day it's on the evening news. Troubles and trials every day. I say we're all searching to find a better way. They created this illusion and they can't find a solution. Right becomes wrong, wrong becomes right. Oh yeah, just to mislead us, just to deceive us. World filled with confusion, world filled with illusion. I turn the radio on and all I hear is a world of confusion.
I'd like to say blessed good morning to Miss Pearl Jackson. Yes, and you can hear me. Give thanks to my breakfast, ma'am. And for all of you out there, banana fritters, I do it, you know. Yes, banana fritters. You want a Cassidy? A shake head. Yes.
A world of confusion. Oh, now, what you gonna do, yeah? Oh, now, what you gonna do, yeah? Oh, now, what you gonna do, yeah? With this world of confusion, yeah, yeah.
Yes, good morning to you also, Rosie. Yes, blessed good morning to Janet in Albion Mountain. Yes, Babylon Queendom is falling. When people when them have to tell the queen, say, well boy, you have to stop your spending. You have to cut down. You can't afford to live like how you used to live no more. Yes, Babylon Queendom really falling when them have to tell her, say, look, open up Buckingham Palace. But who remember when Peter Tosh said about smoking them chalice in Buckingham Palace? How would he think? So the man, they just go? No, go so. You know, sister, that soon come. That soon come, you know. When you walk in a Buckingham Palace with your spliff and just smoke. And just blow it in them face. Yes, we want back with gold and we want back with diamonds. All of them something they will catch up in a Buckingham Palace. We want them back. A ferry.
That melted before the fire, so melt them away, almighty. Sure, hey, because we living in a world where neglect is prevalent. The
with a lot of more vocabularies and make so diligent to miss more time savoring a daily known of men. Oh, thanks to this egotistical government, the messages they send via what they recommend is I approve, said the fool 7 cents. But oh, what a sitting when the youth start bent. The mind space all we fail to repent. A dirty Babylon, you're greedy, robbing from the needy. Make we life so hard, so lost, you know you're not easy. Dirty Babylon, you're sleazy, robbing from the needy. Make we life so hard, so lost, you know you're not easy. But I know that it won't be long before the children stand up strong. I know it won't be long before the children stand as one. Hey, a desperation on the face of the devastated youth. Where I look up bright today but simply can't find the root. Government to contribute to the many destitute. Cause the things they institute only please but a few. Offended by them style on unpleasant attributes. They started by the things they do to keep up on them mute. Commenting on the things which they do not about. Most of the time they disappoint, they not they can't even count. You're greedy, robbing from the needy. Make we life so hard till I see now you're not easy. Dirty Babylon, you're sleazy, robbing from the needy. Make we life so hard till I see now you're not easy. But I know that it won't be long before the children stand up strong. I know it won't be long before the children stand up strong. Hey, I could have what the youth them do make them a treat me so bad. Why is it they wanna take away the little where we hide? The richer of the poor return me out to see that. Cause everybody know there is enough the all glad. The glutness and the publish just a scheme and a plot. They can't find the youths where you try counteract. They folly them promote and all the rubbish them a tried. But soon and very soon there will be no holding back. They say you're greedy, robbing from the needy. Make we life so hard till I say no you're not easy. Dirty Babylon you're sleazy, robbing from the needy. Make we life so hard till I say no you're not easy. But I'm warning you it won't be long before the children stand up strong. I know it won't be long before the children stand as one. Hey, hey, so keep on planning and don't overreact. Oh, very soon I'm going to the point that will act. Say keep on planning and don't overreact. Very soon I'm going to the point that will act. God man alive, I surely not increase. I ain't no puppy, no fear, not a dog. From them just super frightened and I could never me and this is majesty royalty. I me say Babylon you're greedy, robbing from the needy. Make we life so hard till I say down you're not easy. Me say Babylon you're sleazy, robbing from the needy. Make we life so hard till I say down you're not easy.
Yes, Babylon, you're too greedy. You're too greedy. You want too much. You're robbing from the poor to give to the rich. Babylon, you're too greedy.
You better watch out now. You better look out now. We'll be screaming aloud. We've been weeping and waiting for far. Forever. Now let your eyes and all enemies be scared. Like the wax that melted before the fire, so melt them away, almighty. Sure. Hey, because we live in a world where neglect is prevalent. With a lot of more vocabularies and make so diligent to miss more time savoring a daily known of men. Oh, thanks to this egotistical government, the messages they send via what they recommend is I approve, said the fool 7 cents. But oh, what a sitting when the youth start bent. The mind space all we fail to repent. A dirty Babylon, you're greedy, robbing from the needy. Make we life so hard till I say no you're not easy. Dirty Babylon, you're sleazy, robbing from the needy. Make we life so hard till I say no you're not easy. But I know that it won't be long before the children stand up strong. I know it won't be long before the children stand as one. Hey,
face of the devastated youth. Where I look up bright today, but simply can't find the root. Government to contribute to the many destitute. Cause the things they institute only please but a few. Offended by them style on unpleasant attributes. Me started by the things they do to keep up on them mute. Commenting on the things which they do not about. Most of the time them disappointed, not they can't even come. You're greedy, robbing from the needy. Make we life so hard.
Presently, you are listening to the Spiritual Vibrations with your host, Sista P. All tune in, including he, she, and the old lady. Styles FM to the world.
Mr. Brown, the work material done, you know. What me fi do?
Check Robinsons and Sons Hardware, man. Them have everything you need and more. They are at 18 West Palm Avenue, Port1, Portland. Paints, nails, doors, everything to meet your hardware needs and much more. Call them at 993-9763 or 382-6209 and email them at sandarhardware@gmail.com.
Mr. Brown, me get everything we need quick and fast. Sure, maybe we could have just stopped the chatting so we could have done the work just as fast.
What was that, Johnny?
No, man. We just say Robinson and Son are going good.
Robinsons and Sons Hardware. We are always here to serve you.
For the best quality in sound reinforcement and backlining, Native Audio. We have professional engineers with over 20 years of experience. So call us and we'll take care of your parties, wedding receptions, barbecues, conferences, and small stage shows. Crystal clear sound, Native Audio. Our prices are the best. Call us at 871-5212. That's 871-5212. Native Audio. We make your events audible.
Portlanders, Akan Auto Technology, located at 33 Bomber Crescent, Port Antonio. Visit us for all your auto repair and servicing. We offer computerized wheel alignment, computerized wheel balancing, suspension checks, AC repair, inspection, and all your auto repair needs. For complete auto repair and service, visit or call Akan Auto Technology today at 715-5205. And remember, we are located at 33 Bomber Crescent.
Come celebrate our African heritage at Prt1, Sunday, February 16 at Somerset Falls, Hope Bay, Portland. Gates open 10 a.m. Special guest, riot percussionist Damel Gouye from Senegal. All-day drumming session. Food, fashion, craft, storytelling, poetry, kumina, mentor, Naya Bindi, African music by Muta Baruka. Admission $800 adults, $300 children. Sponsored by Jamaica Tourist Board, Highway from Styles FM, Rhythm and Dance, Somerset Falls, Lifespan, DC Arts Commission, and Liberty Hall.
Africa, boy, a Sister P come again, yeah. She teaches us about everything spiritual, Africa and the world work. Sister P, teach them, Sister P.
Just like to give thanks to the brethren who just called a little while ago and he said, Sister P, you know, say, I really love your program. I said, because you really talk when you need to talk, because enough Jamaican don't really overs that we still have to pay England. They don't really overs the things like that, you know. So, I say, boy, say I have to tune in every week. And him say, it's no fun to tune in because them love what I have to say. So, brethren and sisters out there who, you know, who really want to know the truth, give thanks for the support. And I'd just like to mention while we're here that in South Africa right now, the miners, the people who mine, you see, a lot of us like to wear gold. I do not wear gold. And right now, the miners are striking because they are saying that the CEO of companies are getting like $22 million a year, while they are getting just a little minimal wage. So them say, forget it. We want at least $1,000 a month. At least $1,000 a month. If not, we're not going back to work. So, you see, some of us, We still have that freedom fighter in a way, you know. We still have that warrior spirit in a way. While some of we, anything what we get, we just take it. We just take it. Can't go on like that.
Mapona mobalo yo okolukela na liwa ya mombesu mpona tipe yo bawela ye bakena sango baleka basali wapi lelo bawela ye babeta toro bakunda bitumba wapi bango makanisi bakata nzambe baboya na lisolo ya ndoto yo likambo ya koyeba na yende kokota na mpasi oyo.
Yeah, music from the Congo. Yeah, this is the African segment of the Spiritual Vibrations program. Yes, music from South Africa, the Bunda Boys. Yeah, just give thanks. Andrew used to drive taxi from Swift River, and he's now in Atlanta, and he's driving trucks in Atlanta, or a truck. And Andrew just said to me, he said, boy, Mr. P, this is cold, it's impossible for it for me. And him reason, and him say, we say, no, impossible for this ice business and snow to reach Jamaica, you know, because if it reach all down to Florida. Marie, let me know about the temperature in your area of Florida, you know? Because it looked like it's a serious thing. You can imagine if snow ever fall at Jamaica, enough people would have dead, you know? Enough people, trust me. As a matter of fact, all you out there who can just let me know the temperature, just let me know the temperature which part today.
Baba,
Sura. Naibodo Bawaurawa. It's not this side house, you know.
You're tuned in to Spiritual Vibration, Styles FM 96.1 with Sister P. It's styly, it's fiery. Jennifer Barrett said that.
Fire, baby. Fire, baby. Fire.
Lumber, cement, steel, plyboard, plates, cups, shower curtain, sheet. Then this now go take me all day, man.
Daddy, mommy say I must go a business depot.
I need to find somewhere with ample parking space, gives discounts, does delivery, and has the most courteous staff.
Why, Daddy Duffy?
Yes, Builders Depot, right at Industrial Estate, Longwall in Barnes Bay. I call them at 715-3128 or 284-3337.
Because let me tell him, we got Builders Depot over there, so.
Check them out.
Builders Depot, once we need it, we have it.
Hey party fans, what's up?
What's up in the club?
Up in the club, the event and venue bulletin board only on Styles FM, where you can expose your hotspot venue and upcoming events. On the program Saturday Frenzy at 3 p.m. Every Saturday.
Every Saturday?
Yes, I mean every Saturday. For more info, call
286-9216. That's 286-9216. Up in the Club is sponsored by Zilla's Nightclub and Sports Lounge, Bridge Street, Port Antonio.
You're tuned in to Spiritual Vibration with Sister P.
Well, good morning, Mr. Sterling. So good to have you here again, once again.
Happy to be here amidst the rains coming down on the outside.
You know, they're getting snow and we're getting rain.
Oh, yeah?
And if you notice that the temperature there, it has been so cold in North America this year. And so while they're having all of that snow, we're getting the rain that is our version of the snow.
Of the snow. And we're happy for the rain indeed.
Yeah, I tell you, my garden is doing very good. And it too good in a sense because, boy, it's a whole heap of something for chop back.
The Creator knows just how to give good gifts to his people.
Every time.
Even when we're not as good as we ought to be.
As we need to behave.
Right.
But
right,
we behave bad, you know.
Really, really bad. Really bad.
Okay, what are we going to be talking about this morning?
This morning we're going to be looking at how foods affect the acid-alkaline balance in the body. And we're going to be looking at this in relationship to cancer and how you can balance the acid level in your body. And we're going to be talking a little bit also about charcoal. It's going to be a very touchy morning, Sister P.
Touchy?
Because
but I started off the morning more than touchy. So you mean you're going to come hot it up more than me, Mr. Sterling? Boy,
well,
all right.
You know, we'll be
That's
talking.
what I love.
We'll be discussing something that some folks prefer if we didn't talk the truth about, and it's about your diet and your lifestyle and how it relates to sicknesses and diseases. And especially as we are dealing with cancer for the past few presentations.
You know what I find though, Mr. Sterling?
No.
I find that the people who need this the most are the people. It's the people who are really conscious about a lot of different things.
Yes.
They are the ones that are really listening to this.
Yes.
It's the people who depend on the politician to give them a handout.
Yes.
It's the people who go to church because they want people think so them a good smarty.
Yes.
Those are the people who, they're not paying me, you know, man, you know.
Okay.
Because they like to be dependent.
Dependent.
Them not do nothing.
Okay.
Not even for themselves. They
Not
don't
even
do
for
anything.
themselves. And when things happen to them, they wonder how come, and they don't know how properly to relate to them. But we're encouraging those folks to get on board.
We are. Yes.
Get on board and give a listening ear. You know, just put aside the noise and the restlessness for a while and settle down for a moment of sober contemplation
Good morning, Marlene.
As you look at your life, and as you look at your health, and as you look at how you can praise your Creator through better health and improved condition of life. Welcome to all the listeners this morning. I'd like to say a happy birthday to my mother-in-law, Sister Maribel Harris. And I hope she's listening in this morning. And this birthday greeting, actually she celebrates her birthday tomorrow, the 31st of January. And the birthday greetings come from all your daughters and your son and the grandchildren and from all of the friends. Thanks. I'd like to wish you a happy birthday, Sister Maribel, and hope that God will bless you to see many, many more.
And I would like to say good morning to Marlene up in content, because Marlene told me, she says, Sister P, when Mr. Sterling comes on, I don't do anything other than listen to Mr. Sterling.
Oh,
so,
isn't that great?
Yes,
That's great to hear.
And my
Marlene.
neighbor, Pearl Jackson, when I don't know if she has her radio this week because she's at work, but when I got home last week, she could tell me everything.
Imagine that.
Everything.
Wonderful. Thank you. Thank you for listening.
Yes.
Thank you for listening. And I know you're not just listening for the sake of listening, but you're putting into action
and
some
I should
things
tell
that you have heard.
That I have my jar of olive oil with
garlic.
With garlic.
Your garlic oil.
Yes,
Wonderful. Powerful garlic oil.
Yes.
So this morning as well, we're going to be talking about how to use charcoal. Later on, we'll talk about that, and we're going to be mentioning some of the foods that, the acid-forming foods that we should avoid. Well, the big topic this morning is meat and dairy products. Meat and dairy products. Did you know that whole fat dairy products have in common a high fat content? And not just the fat that we're concerned about, but these meats are sometimes loaded with bacteria. Meats contain bacteria, and not just bacteria, but they are chemically contaminated. Meats are chemically contaminated. And so when you talk about meats here, you know, let me just share with you in opening this morning a text, and this text doesn't come from the Bible, Sister P. This text comes from the writing of one wise man, unknown author. He says, he who kills himself. And he who eats the flesh of slain beasts eats the body of death.
Oh boy.
He who kills himself. And he who eats the body of slain beasts, he who eats the flesh of slain beasts, eats the body of death. Now, when we eat flesh foods, you're not only thinking about the bacterial contamination and the chemical, but you must consider that your body, my body, your body, was not originally designed to digest flesh foods. We were designed to digest grains and nuts and seeds and vegetables and fruits and everything that grows naturally. So then, it is against nature, actually, to eat meat. Eating meat is not natural. It is against nature. The body itself will tolerate this thing and many other things the body will tolerate. For example, rum drinking and the rest of it. The body will tolerate it until the body cannot take anymore because of high toxicity. In fact, meats do not digest on the system. Meat simply breaks down, it rots, it putrefies. So when we think we're digesting meat, it rots on the system. And sometimes when certain people's colon would be examined, they would find that they have lots and lots of fecal matter. Among that are bits and pieces of meat that they have been eating over the years that are not digested and not absorbed into the system, but clogged in the pockets of the colon.
Mr. Sterling, that sounds very frightening. But there's one way, the way that we put it is, how can you eat something dead to give you life?
That's right. If you eat something dead, then that dead thing becomes your tomb
dead.
indeed.
Yes.
It is going to become your tomb. Now, 40% of all the antibiotics that's produced in the United States are fed to animals. Now, I'm saying this morning's presentation is quite loaded because if 40% of all the antibiotics produced in the United States is being fed to animals, and then we eat the meat of the animals, do you wonder then why when you go and get a prescription from the doctor for an infection or something, whether it be vaginal infection or throat infection, laryngitis, sinusitis, whatever it may be, have you ever wondered why as soon as that medication is finished, then the bout of sickness comes back again?
Right back, because your body can't fight it off.
No, because the antibiotics that's fed to the animals and we take it in the meat, they actually are in the body. And so when we get
already in the body.
In the body.
So when you get it,
when you get the prescription with antibiotics now, that's just too much antibiotic for the system. And what these antibiotics do is to kill the friendly bacteria in your body, so your body has less resistance, your body is less able to fight diseases and sicknesses. So that's what we get from meats, a lot of antibiotics, a whole lot of chemicals and bacteria from these meats. Now, there's a super resistant bacteria, and this bacteria in the body resists the antibiotics that we get from the doctor. After a period of time, the antibiotics will destroy the friendly bacteria, which are sorely needed by the body for its protection. People tend to build up a tolerance to antibiotics, finally reaching a point where they are just ineffective. The antibiotics become ineffective.
You know, I know children, Mr. Sterling.
Yes.
That have taken more antibiotics by the age of, say, 3-4 years old than grown people have taken in their entire life.
Most definitely, because the children are fed with denatured food. These foods are genetically modified and they are fast grown, and so the foods are lacking in nutrients, and because the foods are lacking in nutrients, including the meats and the fats and the oils and the processed foods, now these children have hardly any immune system left.
But as they get a little something, them run go to doctor, and they don't understand that the doctor, hear what he name? A medical doctor. That means that what he's supposed to do, give your medicine. He's a medical doctor, so you give your medicine. So every time they go, the doctor give them antibiotics and then take one dose, and by 2 weeks time then sick again, and it just keeps going on. And the parents, they can't figure it out. And then of course with the meat, with the antibiotics in there.
Here's another thing, Sister P. Female hormones fed to cattle.
Mm-hmm.
This is fed to them so that they can grow fast, right?
Yes.
Put on weight quickly.
Yes.
The research shows that female hormones fed to cattle for growth are possible culprits behind the increase in female disorders like serious hot flashes, painful menses, breast lumps, and even cancer of the uterus and cancers of the breast. Female hormones.
I can't believe that, Mr. Sterling. And the other day somebody said to me, Sister P, you notice that in days gone by, people never used to have big belly. Women never used to have these big bellies. So now that you are talking about this meat build up in the colon and all of this backing up, because I find it very, very unnatural for women to be having these big bellies. I don't understand.
Well, when women when they would come to me from time to time and say, look, I need to lose some weight, I need to lose some fat off my belly, my belly is bulging and, I'm bloating, I need to lose some weight. But I do not really want to get slim. I said, okay, fine. What you're really asking for is that I could help you to lose some waste. Some waste.
Yes.
So you want to lose weight? I will help you to lose waste because it is the waste that creates the excess weight. So all that you see bulging around you there, and you say it's excess waste. When I finish giving you the detox and you lose all of that waste, then all of that is gone. And you've come down to your normal size. Now, we spoke last week about girls maturing girls maturing before the time.
Yes.
Right. And the study also shows that meats and dairy products affects this premature development in young girls and also in young boys. Not just that, while it helps, while it affects their maturity in that they come to maturity before the time, on the other side of the scale, they get old faster too.
That is so.
They age faster.
They age faster.
So if you're on a diet of meats and dairy products, make no mistakes. You're wondering why when you're 22 you look like you're 50?
Yes.
It is because of what you're eating. Premature aging. And not just that, men are suffering these days with a condition called impotence. And they wonder, why is it that I am not able to function at 35 and at 40 as I used to when I was younger?
Or 25, Mr. Sterling.
And younger as well.
Yes.
So look at your diet, because a lot of this stuff that you're taking into your body in terms of your meats and dairy products and fats and oils and fried foods, these things will kill your nature. Not just that, you become prematurely old, and by age 30, I say to folks, I want you to listen carefully. If you are an individual, man or woman, and you have been eating meat all of your life, and now you're 30 years old, understand that at this point of your life, you have secured or stored in your body all of the raw material that can result in any kind of sickness. Now, high blood pressure, diabetes, can lead to a stroke, you name fibroids, ovarian cysts, growths, you name it, tumors of the brain, tumors all over your body. You have the raw material stored in your body, eating meat 30 years, that can result in any kind of sickness. And that, I think, is something serious that needs to be considered.
I think a lot of things people take as being normal, that they accept. They see their body going a certain way, and they don't try to stop it. They just accept it as that is normal.
Yeah, some people seem not to have a clue as to what to do. They're just out of control, not being able to know what to do to correct this situation or to prevent this situation. A person may look normal and healthy today, and tomorrow you hear, you don't know what happened. That person has died. Or in other words, that person dropped out. And he said, but they didn't look like, any signs of... No, but your body...
What I find frightening also, Mr. Sterling, is that if you're 20 or 25 and you see yourself with these problems and listening to you, I mean, do you ask yourself, boy, if I'm at this stage of my life, I'm 20, and look at me, what am I going to look like when I get to be 40? Or do I not think about living until 40? That is the part that I can't understand.
People do not think, Sister P. We don't think. We don't stop to ask ourselves some pertinent questions and to think. Now, studies are done in the labs every day. And the study that's done on rabbits, they feed them in the lab. Yes. Whatever you want the rabbits to do, they'll do it. You want them to eat to eat dirt, they eat it. You want them to smoke, they smoke. You want them to drink rum, whatever, because these are lab rabbits, okay? But it says that rabbits that are fed half a pound of meat daily, in 2 months, the blood vessels become caked with fat. Arteriosclerosis they are developing.
Wow.
And the male rabbits of this group, when it comes to time for them to mate, they hardly have any nature.
Nothing can go on.
Hardly have any nature. And these same rabbits, after they have taken them off diet of meats and placed them on a diet of rabbit food then, natural yes. grass and stuff, everything has reversed and everything has changed. They're mating more frequently and they look happier and healthier. The blood vessels are unclogged and they're on their way. An historian has recently found texts similar to those in the Bible. And here's this another one. This same one I'd like to share with you again. And the flesh of slain beasts in a person's body will become his own tomb. For I tell you the truth, he who kills, kills himself. And whoever eats the flesh of slain beasts, eats the body of death. Now we're talking about meats in relationship to cancer. Now these same meats and dairy products and fatty foods and oil foods, these are the foods that builds up in your body a terrible amount of acid.
Yes. Yes.
Acid. And cancers do thrive in an atmosphere of acid.
Of acid.
Yes, so that's where we're at now.
That's what cancer loves.
Loves
That's what
acid.
cancer loves, acid.
Now, when folks come to me and say, look, I have a fibroid, I have multiple fibroids, and I ask, how long have they been diagnosed? About 3 years ago and all of that. Okay, are you planning on doing surgery? No, but what have you been doing? Have you changed anything in your lifestyle? Have you changed your diet? No? All right, so you're feeding them and they're getting now big and fat. And you're not doing surgery and you're not doing anything to reverse them. So what on earth do you expect? Because these meats and dairy products, that's what fibroids need to grow big and fat. All the egg and the cheese and the processed foods and the fast foods, this is what fibroids and cysts and cancers need to grow.
It was only last week that I was here, and one member of staff ordered breakfast, and it was stewed chicken, and I know that she's listening. Oh, there, hope you're listening.
Yeah.
Cassidy, you remember? And I said to her, stewed chicken for breakfast? And she said yes. And I guess chicken for dinner too. I said, okay. When you get the fibroid tumor, let us know.
That's right. That's right, because that's what they're working for.
Yes.
That's what you're really, really working for. No, I know this study, I know the discussion this morning is really hard, Sister P, and I am saying it sympathetically because I understand that there are a number of persons out there who are not in control of their finances. They're not earning money. They're not working. They're not taking care of themselves. And having heard the discussion this morning, they become afraid that if I should continue my lifestyle, something bad is going to happen soon. But what on earth do I do?
Okay.
No, that is my problem.
No, Mr. Sturden.
To find an answer to these individuals.
Find an answer to these individuals. The first thing about these individuals is that some of them do like that. They like to show off. There's a kind of, what you call it, false pride. Me not eat callaloo. And I eat pak chow. And to share with you.
All of that shows the level of ignorance that exists in the society.
Two friends of mine, and I know that they're listening. And one day I bought some mustard and I was on my way and I said, hold this mustard for me. And they said, oh, that? Me not eat that. They said bitter.
Yes.
Okay. All right. So I said, it's not bitter. So it turns out that I have mustard planted in my yard. And they came over and I gave them some dinner or breakfast, and it was mustard.
Yes.
And they said to me, but it's not bitter.
Okay.
So I was explaining to them, as people who are meat eaters, you buy a bundle of mustards as $50.
Okay.
You know that can last you 2 days.
Definitely. But it's because of the mindset, Sister P.
And then, yes, and then people like to say to someone like myself, but boy, I meat we eat when we grow up now. Trust me, my family did eat the pork, the liver, one tough something we then call steak, where you used to eat every Sunday morning with green banana. I mean, if you know the one, Mr. Sterling.
Okay.
Them used to eat lamb, all kind of something.
But let me, when you're through, I would like to relate to that, Sister P.
Yes, we grew up in families like that.
Yes, but listen to the difference now. Listen to the difference here now. People who ate meat when they were younger in years gone by, most likely ate the meat of animals that were fed with grass.
Well, that is another thing too. And the chicken was caught in the yard and then wring the neck on the Sunday
That
morning.
made a difference. But also they ate a lot of vegetables and they have their fruits in between.
Yes.
So the effects of the meat was not as telling as it is today.
Well, that is
the other thing is that people who eat meat, they have a higher risk of cancer because of the carcinogenic and because of the preservatives that are added to meat.
Can you imagine this chicken back coming from America?
Oh, okay.
That is sitting on the wharf over there before it is even shipped over here. And then when it is shipped over here, then it leaves the wharf and it goes to whichever shop it is. And I remember living in a particular community and it would reach on the corner and then it would be a donkey would take it in and there was no refrigeration. Can you imagine?
Yes, the bacteria. This kind of, how did we get there? How did we get there? We're getting a text there. Now, there are a lot of poisons that are injected into these animals before they are slaughtered. Did you know that, Sister P? When
Yes,
animals are taken to be slaughtered, they inject them with a number of poisons, you know. And some of these poisons that they inject the animals with, the study shows, that cause the death of the animal before the actual slaughter. You consider that?
Well,
look at the way they treat animals before they are slaughtered. And animals release a kind of hormone that in a way they're trying to protect themselves. And this hormone is a kind of poison that they release in the body that actually poisons the meat before the animal is slaughtered. So people need to sit down and consider. I am still concerned about those who would love to make changes to their lifestyle, but they are stuck in a corner. Now, we're talking to people from all over the world. And the majority of the world population now live in cities, in high-rise buildings. So my fear is that the majority of these individuals who genuinely would like to make a change, they are stuck by their own circumstances and unable to do that. However, I believe that if we're talking to people who are living in places like Portland and St. Mary and these out-of-town places who can do things around their yard, who can plant things to grow what they eat and eat what they grow, their dashins, their yams, their gungo peas, their beans on the fence, their kalaloo, their this, their that. You know what I'm saying? Then they are the ones who really have it more in their hands to change their situations than those who are living in cities.
People who living in cities, you see, Mr. Sterling?
Yes.
Them all have flowers potting in them yard, with them in them house, growing things.
I've seen that.
Yes, and we have people out here that would prefer to go and go. I'm telling you, sometimes it is so upsetting. It is so upsetting. But I'd like to read a text here for you.
Sure.
Oh Lord, that information is horrible.
Yes, it is.
Happy I changed.
Horrible is the word.
Yeah.
Horrible is a
Happy
good
I
word.
changed my eating habit
Yes.
and my lifestyle. Cows and chickens here are given antibiotics, and that's from my very loyal listener, Aaron,
Yes.
who lives in Nebraska.
Yes. And there's a lot more that can be shared, but we don't have time. And so the body becomes acidic. The body becomes acidic. And the cells in their bodies, in our bodies, begin to change their constitution and begin to become bad cells. And one cell changes its nature and begins to reproduce and forms a little lump, and then when it is checked, that's a little cancer there. And we
here's Rosie.
continue our lifestyle, and that little lump grows, and it grows, and it grows, and it spreads. Yes.
Rosie.
Rosie. Hi, Rosie.
Rosie says she always
Learn
have to
something that I
listen
did not
when
know.
you're on. Always learn something I did not know.
That's the purpose of the program, Rosie.
That's it,
Thank you.
Rosie. Yes.
All right. In order to reduce the acid that's formed in your body. Now, the good news, Sister P, the good news is that if you are 30 years and 40 years old and 50 and 60 and 80, whatever age range you're in today, you can begin to make changes. That's the good news. And you can begin to reverse your situation. You can begin to reverse your situation. If it is arthritis, it can be reversed. If it is diabetes, it can be cured. If it's high blood pressure, it can be reversed. There's hardly any sickness that cannot be reversed. There are only few that are really, 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 really very difficult to deal with. But the vast majority, I would say 95% of the condition that affects people around the world can be reversed. Now, I promised this morning that I'd like to talk about, just let us highlight a few foods that are acid forming there, Sister P. We've spoken about meats and dairy products already, fats and oils and grease and fried foods,
and
a few others. White flour products and white rice.
So, Mr. Sterling, that we need to let people understand that their body needs a balance of, 7?
Yes.
Where basically you have to have a certain amount of alkaline foods.
Right.
Okay. The most acid foods are, of course, jams and jellies, sugar and cocoa, white vinegar. That is that vinegar that they sell in Jamaica here. That vinegar that people buy. I think it's cane vinegar or something.
Yeah,
it's
the
very
white vinegar.
acid,
Any white
which
vinegar.
Which is totally different from
the apple cider vinegar. Okay. Jams and jellies. We talk about jams and jellies.
Yeah, they're the most acid.
Okay.
Processed cheese, most
Processed
acid.
cheese, most
Ice
acidic.
cream,
Ice
most
cream.
acid.
Oh my. Mm-hmm.
Now let's just say about beef.
Beef, yes.
Okay. Lobster.
Lobster.
Fried food.
Oh my. Did you say lobster?
Yes, I did.
Okay.
I call lobster a big cockroach that comes out of the sea.
That's all right. And it is responsible for hepatitis C as well.
Oh boy.
Yes.
And of course, all fried foods.
All fried foods should be out.
Foods.
Those are acid forming.
Those are all. Now,
acid forming
we want to talk about the foods that are most alkaline.
Definitely.
Okay, the most alkaline.
Foods.
In other words, these foods must be included in your diet for you to have a balance in your blood
system flow. Exactly.
Okay. First of all, you need to use sea salt.
Sea salt is important.
Yes.
And sea salt is salt. So go moderately.
Yes.
With sea salt.
Then pumpkin seeds.
Pumpkin seeds, raw pumpkin seeds.
Yes.
Not honey roasted nor sugar coated.
No,
raw pumpkin seeds, please.
Okay. Yam.
Yam is very good. Yellow yam, white yam, whatever yam, afo yam, excellent. Neutralizes the acid in your body.
Onions.
Onions are perfect for neutralizing acid, and we don't have time to tell you in different ways to use onions this morning. Another time.
Yes. Dasheen.
Dasheen, of course. Ground foods, ground provisions.
Yes. Sweet potatoes.
Sweet potatoes, yes.
Okay. Now, when people think of limes, they think of acid.
Acid, yes.
But limes are not in that category of acid.
Limes in a different category of
acid.
In fact, lemons, the acid in lemons, to me, is more important than that in limes. When I put folks on a diet, a cleansing diet, I ask them not to use limes, but use lemon juice instead.
Yes.
Because lemon juice has a way of neutralizing the acid in your body. It helps with digestion, it helps with immune system, it helps with colds, it helps with so many things. Lemons.
And of course, watermelon.
Watermelon, powerful.
Yes.
Powerful neutralizing the acid.
And I'd like to thank Roots Woman, even though she's not listening today because she's busy doing something else.
Yes.
But she provided me with this list.
Wonderful.
Because of what we were talking.
Thank you,
and
Roots
some
Woman.
other foods that they're medium alkaline.
Medium alkaline. Mention a few, please.
Cinnamon.
Cinnamon, yes.
Soy sauce.
Soy sauce.
Garlic.
Mm-hmm.
My favorite, mustard greens.
Okay, yes.
Ginger root.
Ginger root is important.
Broccoli.
Broccoli.
Grapefruits. Mangoes.
Grapefruits, yes. There you go. Mangoes.
Yes.
Mangoes.
And I want to get back
of
now
course,
to
papaya is powerful.
Yes.
Yes, but we really want to get to the charcoal before our time is over.
Yes. What I'm going to do is I'm going to let Cassidy run the ads and then we get back to
Sure.
you. Yeah.
Okay.
You're tuned in to Spiritual Vibration with Sister P.
When it comes to filling a prescription, there's only one place that comes to mind. Supercare Pharmacy, 1 Bridge Street, Port Antonio. They offer 12% discounts on all prescriptions, have a truly friendly and caring staff. Not to mention, they have a wide range in household gifts and cosmetic care. And they're open Monday to Friday, 8 a.m. to 7 p.m., Saturdays, 10 a.m. to 8 p.m. And they offer the best prices in Port Antonio. And for your convenience, they're open Sundays, 10 a.m. to 3 p.m. or call us at 715-5141. Supercare Pharmacy, the pharmacy that truly cares.
The serenity and tranquility of living in Jamaica resides at Westdown Oaks in Retreat, St. Thomas. With available service lots of approximately 5,000 square feet and optional pre-constructed 800 square feet 2-bedroom units. Westdown Oaks is perfect for your starter home or retirement solution. For sales and inquiries, contact Westdown Development Limited at 876-322-9163 or 876-467-2880 or email westdownoaks@gmail.com.
planning a party, club night out, stage show, a gospel concert, or even a business sales event? Let Styles FM be a part of your promoting tool. Take advantage of our low-priced promotion packages with commercials, interviews, giveaways, reviews, and much more. We have special offers when you mix and match and bundle your options. Contact us at 876-286-9216 or 439-5160. Styles FM for the most effective way to exploit your marketing dollar.
Fire, baby. Fire, baby. Fire.
Come celebrate our African heritage at Prt1, Sunday, February 16 at Somerset Falls, Hope Bay, Portland. Gates open 10 a.m. Special guest, riot percussionist Damel Houye from Senegal. All-day drumming session, food, fashion, craft, storytelling, poetry, kumina, mentor, Naya Bindi, African music by Muta Baruka. Admission $800 adults, $300 children. Sponsored by Jamaica Tourist Board, IWFM, Stars FM, Raymond Dance, Somerset Falls, Lifespan, DC Arts Commission, and Liberty Hall.
You're tuned in to Spiritual Vibration.
Okay, we're going to just mention someone just asked about seafood, so we'll go into that very quickly and move on because we want to talk about the charcoal.
Sure, seafoods. If there was a time when foods from the sea was safe, it's not safe anymore. Because you notice now with our industrialized climate and a lot of things being dumped or washed out into the sea, raw sewage into the sea, chemicals into the sea, everything is there. So fish can be really terribly contaminated. And so, you know, we have to be very careful. I don't know how careful we can be about eating fish. I often say to folks, since the meats are so bad on your system and we need to make some changes, why don't you stick with fish for a while and have fish twice per week? And while I'm saying that, I am considering the contaminants that goes into the sea, tons and tons of it day after day. So fish is not really safe anymore because the waters are not safe anymore. There are some foods that we find, Sister P, that in themselves are good, but can cause a buildup of acid on the system. Peas and beans. Make sure your beans are cooked properly. Make sure your beans are soaked overnight.
Yes, a lot of people don't know that.
Soak it overnight and throw off that water.
Yes.
Or you can boil it up a little for a minute and throw that water off. And
I'm
then,
even guilty of that.
And then you cook your beans. And whenever you eat your beans, have it with raw vegetables, and it will be digested much easier. Charcoal. Now, charcoal is fire coal. When we chop up the wood and we burn it in a kiln, or when you make a fire and what is left from the burning, ashes and coal, that's charcoal. Now, how important is that? Very, very important. Charcoal is simply charred, burnt wood. And when you come to the health food store, we have charcoal prepared. We call this activated charcoal because it is purified. It comes in the form of powder, tablets, and capsules. It is used internally and externally. It's used for the absorption of poisonous and toxic material. It's used for waste gases, foreign proteins, and has been found without rival as an agent for cleansing and assisting the healing process in the body. It begins to work immediately after application. Now, when you get your powdered charcoal, we do not have time to go through the processes of how to prepare it at this time. Or when you get your powdered charcoal, it is already prepared, ready to use. 1 tablespoon full mixed in an 8-ounce glass of water. Take this between meals. It's good for conditions of the eyes, ears, mouth, throat, chest, kidneys, good for liver, stomach conditions. It's good for intestinal gas and for inflammatory conditions all over the body. It helps in reducing pains and swelling. It helps in the cases of stings and bites of insects. It's very powerful with indigestion. It's good for diarrhea. It stops diarrhea within 15 minutes. It's excellent for jaundice. It is a deodorizer or odor eater. We use it to fight infections such as cancers and other conditions in the body. And for poisoning, it is powerful. One short story on charcoal, Sister P. I met a man in Portland. He's a fisherman. And he loves to eat a fish that they say certain times of the year that fish is poisonous.
Is that barracuda?
The barracuda.
Yes.
And the man said it is the sweetest fish in the world. And so he's going to have his barracuda no matter what. So once he ate barracuda and he got poisoned, he spent 4 days in hospital, and it was really traumatic for him. He heard about charcoal, and he came and he bought his package of charcoal. He kept it at home. He went and he ate barracuda one day. He was working, and he started feeling the same symptoms of sicknesses again. And he said he rushed home, told the guys he's off the work for the day. He rushed home, grabbed his container with charcoal, mixed a tablespoonful, and he drank that. 4 hours later, he repeated that. And he said the following day, he was back at work and he was as good as ever. He said, man, I am not going to be without my charcoal because I won't stop eating barracuda. Now, now, the charcoal is so powerful in its nature to absorb toxins and poisonous material that it will absorb, a small surface of charcoal will absorb many, many more times greater its surface of bacteria and poisons, poisonous substances that's in its surrounding. The charcoal is powerful to be applied internally and also to be used externally. It will stop diarrhea within 15 to 20 minutes.
Wow.
I'm telling you how powerful this charcoal is. If a bee should sting you or a wasp, then you just mix up a little charcoal in a little paste and place it on the area and band it on there. In a few minutes, you're good to go.
That means that basically every household should have that.
Definitely. Every household should have charcoal.
For antibiotic that you already have in your system.
Definitely. For vomiting and diarrhea, I have seen nothing in the world that can rival a drink of powdered charcoal. It's black, you know, it's black. And when you take it inside of you and when you're to go out, everything goes out black.
Well, we're black people, so I know.
And some people can't stand that blackness, but let me tell you, it is powerful. You can use it to also purify your water. Now, it is done 2 ways. One, for you to put into water and drink, and there's another that you put into your container with water to purify your water. So you can ask me for those whenever you come to visit this store.
And Mr. Sterling's store is on the corner of Blake Street, opposite the Texaco gas station.
Yes.
And there is a sign that says, right on the corner of Blake Street. And Blake Street is the one that runs from William Street to Harbor Street.
Right.
And
Orange
cart. Yes, and the orange cart, the man that sells oranges, is right there on the corner, and he's upstairs. The sign is there. And all of these things that the charcoal is definitely there.
Charcoal, yes.
Yes.
And there are nuts and grains. There are raw pumpkin seeds, raw sunflower seeds,
all of these
raw
things.
nuts and seeds, nothing honey roasted, nothing sugar coated. It's all fresh and natural.
And there are some other things that,
yes,
like you can get tofu there.
Oh, yes. It's your one-stop vegetarian shop.
You can get couscous.
Yes. Your grains and your nuts and your seeds.
Yes.
Yes, one-stop vegetarian
molasses,
shop.
your coconut oil, everything.
Your herbs and
yes.
whatever.
And yes, vitamins too.
Your vitamins and minerals. Just one word in closing, Sister P. There are some complaints that are associated with meat eating and eating of meats and dairy products that I could just quickly mention. Yes, sinusitis is one of them.
Okay.
Yes, it results in heart disease as well.
Mm?
Yes, all kind of stomach troubles result. Acne, body odor.
Well, yes, that one I know for a fact. Yes.
dry scalded skin, constipation, of course, and all kinds of allergies, hyperactivity, headaches, anger,
Okay.
depression,
Yes.
runny nose,
Yes.
irritability, excess mucus, impotence,
What about asthma?
hormone, of course, asthma and bronchitis,
I hope.
and hot
Hope
flashes.
somebody listening, you know.
Yes,
With
these
the asthma
complaints
business.
are associated with the eating of meats and dairy products.
Mr. Sterling, thank you ever so much. And I must say that the women that I know who don't eat meat, they never had hot flashes.
Oh man, imagine that. Wonderful. It was nice being with you again today.
Including myself, Mr. Sterling. I
Wonderful.
don't know what
Thumbs
a
up
hot
for that.
flash
Thumbs
is.
up
I
for
have
that.
not
We
an
need to pass.
idea.
We need to pass the word on and share the goodness to the world.
When I hear people talk about me hot, I'm
Yeah.
a fan, I kind of something.
I'm
Wake
telling
up
you.
and I'm sweating and
Your body is cool because your hormones are balanced.
I have no idea
Nothing
what
to
that is all
disturb
about.
the way your body functions. Give thanks
Once
for that.
again, Mr. Sterling, give out your number.
392-9196. That's 392-9196. You can call anytime.
You know what I find interesting? That we're having such an interesting conversation. And the texts are coming in.
Yes.
Big up so and so. Sometimes I really wonder is what happened to be as Jamaican.
Thank you. Have a great day, everybody. And more of God's blessings to you, good health and prosperity.
Give thanks and have yourself a blessed day and a blessed week, Mr. Sterling.
Thank you, Mr. P.
Yeah, we have to cut our next segment a little bit short. We only have 15 minutes, but we're going to go into it. So, Cassidy, we could just roll now. I just want to let listeners know that Karen says that, you know, she used to have, she says she's listening asthma. And since she has a lifestyle change, she has had no more problems.
So much I have loved to speak to you all alone. True are you real? I'm not of your society.
Okay, the person who is asking about yeast infection, if you're listening, it's a lifestyle change. You're going to have to change your lifestyle. There is nothing that you just give out and it just go away. And yeast infection, a lot of people who are having yeast infections, Mr. Sterling is gone, but I can speak on this. They're wearing tights, they're wearing tight pants, and all kinds of things. They're wearing nylon underwear, and then you're having yeast infections, and I think your body is definitely too acid. Too acid. listeners in Connecticut, and I would just like to send a shout out to Roland and Andy, who says that they are listening to myself and Mr. Sterling. Give thanks.
Majesty, could you really care for me? Minstrel of a queen without no king. I'm a minstrel support, but could you really care for me? As long as you love me, and it won't be so hard. As long as I see light in your heart, I love you too. Your Majesty.
Yes, and as the calls continue coming in and the texts continue to come in, and I really have to say I give thanks to you all for your support.
Queen Majesty, I really wanna have a chat with you. When I see come up the palace and lick up the chalice, so let me think you down and do humanity. Don't let me think you come and drop it in society. You really got to come and down and do your majesty. You know, live down, go baby, come on, live down, fair. But I tell you about the summer, legal week, calamity, so we go down and do humanity. No really people come around and them society. Since I see you don't make me down and do your majesty. You know, make the sound for you and mine to keep around down the line. So you baby got to be the final. Let me think you got to come on, baby, one time there. Let me think you got to be the two time there. You know, going down the line, oh baby, born about look behind. But I did a business on a gun, oh big you be fine. I got to dump it with your majesty. Oh, really got to come on, dump it with your majesty. Equality, you know. Equality and justice may stand for all. So baby, gotta be on the ball and don't stall. But I'm still gonna get in the groove and don't be rude. But I'm making let me do you say, don't got no dumb me there. Don't got no thing about my son, no really got to come on, baby, keep on rock me there. Don't got no dumb me there, and I know we got no love me there. Yeah, Queen Majesty, you know. Queen Majesty, I will wanna be just with you. I think no people love me, so who got some blue, well, let me see no people dump it into there. People gonna go dump it in around there. Obama, summer, we ain't got to come on down, no be no matter what they see, we have to dump it to humanity. Yeah, Queen Majesty, you know, equality just me stands for all. Sound is the way all day, no matter what they do. Be the till about the summer, little week ago, my dog, take good up into humanity.
Yes, repeating Mr. Sterling's number, it is 392-9196. For Mr. Sterling, 392-9196.
Rhythm style, rhythm is the sound, gotta hit, no need to bring a walking stick, cause who you run come quick, there, dump it deep around there, no really got to come and dump it there.
Yeah, good morning, Opal.
You don't care for me at all. I promise you only stay to make me feel so very small. Though you don't laugh now, I'm gonna feel someday.
Okay, it's 45 degrees. Give thanks, Taria. It's 45 degrees and raining in Orlando, Florida. But if it does have a 45 in Jamaica right now, whoa, you know what happened to it.
In front of all my wonderful friends,
25 degrees in New York. I think Rosie lives in Queens. I think so. It's 25 degrees there.
Too late, bye.
6 degrees in Cincinnati, Ohio. You want to say Jamaica no one God bless place? You think we're gonna make them mash it up? You think we're gonna make them mash it up? You think we're gonna make politicians tell we're kind of something with? No man, we don't do that. Enough of we out there, you know. A few of them.
And I see you roll, baby. And I see you cry, baby. But it's too late, bye-bye. Oh yeah. No, you don't feel at home. No.
Shout out to Most Wanted Records. We're always locked. Yeah, Most Wanted Records always had the thing locked in.
If you don't care, you will reach nowhere. But if you care, have no fear, because I'm here, you'll get your share.
And in Lincoln, Nebraska, it's 35 degrees. And before you talk about the car snow Jamaica, you know, them always tell me say this snow Blue Mountain one time. Yeah, me hear that. From me picnic, me hear that. Say this snow Blue Mountain one time.
Great Uga Wuga with Aruga. Blow man blow. Yeah, blow like you never blow before. Get up. One time. Oh yeah. If you ride on a train, I'll fly on a plane. It's all in the game. This little game. A this a fire. A this a sugar. Live it up, baby. I'm on top of the world. You want me come and get me? Blow, brother, blow. Just like you never blew before. Live it up. If you skank one time, I'll skank two times. What did I say? Keep on skanking, make it keep on rocking, then you keep on moving. It's money for jam, money for jam. So skank this one. Skank.
Presently, you are listening to the spiritual vibrations with your host, Sista P. All tune in, including he, she, and the old lady. Styles FM to the world.
Do you have or are you seeking a place to rent? Seeking employment or have a job vacancy? Are you selling a car or having a garage sale? Then come see us. Let Styles do the advertising for you and you'll be on your way in no time. Contact us at 876-286-9216 or 439-5160. Advertising Style. Advertise with Styles.
Lumber, cement, steel, plyboard, plates, cups, shower curtain, sheet. Then this now go take me all day, man.
Daddy, mommy say she must go a business depot.
I need to find somewhere with ample parking space, gives discounts, does delivery, and has the most courteous staff.
Why, Daddy Duffy?
Yes, Builders Depot, right at Industrial Estate, Longwall in Barnes Bay. I call them at 715-3128 or 284-3337.
Look how long me I tell him. We got Builders Depot over there, so.
Check them out.
Builders Depot. Once you need it, we have it.
Architects, draftsmen, and surveyors, get your drawings printed in high-quality professional standards. We can satisfy your printing needs. Whether it is for presentation to your clients or for submitting building and subdivision application, make it VJ Printing Services. Whether drawing by hand or with computer-aided softwares, we will plot your negatives and print the copies as you need. We do high-quality white paper printing that is water-resistant and never fades, unlike traditional blueprint. For more information, call VJ Printing at 893-2266.
You're tuned in to Spiritual Vibration with Sister P.
We know the invaluable contribution that Rastafari has made to Jamaica. There are a lot of people who deny this fact. But before Rastafari, how much was known of Jamaica on the global scene? Yes, we have been called all kinds of names. We have all different kind of something happened to it. But we did stand up, our whole we're grown. Okay. Jamaica has benefited from Rastafari. They have used Bob Marley's image to advertise Jamaica. If you go into the craft market, even the Chinese are making things with the image of a Rasta man with a, and this is being sold in Jamaica as Jamaican craft. I cannot tell you whether it is Sunsplash, Sumfest, all of them have used, maybe aside from Sting, they have used the images of Rastafari to boost their sales. Is that what it is? Okay. So we know there, I would say, thousands of tourists have come to Jamaica because of Rastafari. And right now, Rastafari has a problem. And the problem is the land which was bought by Leonard Howell, who is regarded as the first Rastaman. The land was bought from a gentleman named Mr. Chang. Sold him the land, and as happens today in Jamaica, he died before the title was changed over. And as we speak, there are events happening in Kingston today. A couple of days ago, members of Rastafari went to Gordon House to present their case for the land not to be taken away from them. I won't say too much more because I'm going to play a tape. The speaker on the tape is Sister Hodesh. She's from Guyana, but she has been in Jamaica fighting along with Rastafari to be able to keep the land that Mr. Howell bought. Now, at Pinnacle was a self-sufficient community, possibly the only ever self-sufficient community in Jamaica, where there were bakeries, shoes were made there, clothes were made there. In other words, the community was self-sustaining. The Jamaican government considered the people there squatters. This is after Mr. Howell bought his land. So there's been a lot of controversy around it. I would like to mention to you that names are going to be called. And please listen very carefully. Listen carefully to this tape, because then you will understand why Jamaica cannot move, because of members of the political system who are involved in every aspect of people's lives. You hear what I say? Babylon greedy? Yes, Babylon is very greedy. Names are going to be called. Don't feel no way. This is in the public domain. If you don't know, it's only because you have not been listening to certain things that have been happening. So we feel no way for you to understand that when you hear these names, that it's not libel, and it's not slander, and it's not bad man. Okay? So, Cassidy, I'm going to step aside and let you listen to Sister Hodesh. Of course, Sister Hodesh has a Guyanese accent, but as somebody said, might be she's white. No, she's not white. Okay? So just listen and get a full understanding of what is happening at Pinnacle.
Friday, the 13th of September 2013, and we're at Pinnacle. This is an update on the graves clearing site where Mrs. Howell is laid. This is it. The clearing continues. The clearing continues unabated from this developer. He cares not, because he's digging out. He's already dug out the ancestors' bones from Gongo Walk, which is, I'm swirling you around, Pinnacle. This is Gongo Walk right here. He's already blown out the ancestors' bones. God knows what he has done. What a shame this is for us, because while he has blown this out, he's now proceeded to Mrs. Howell, but he's also working across these mountains. The foothills of which the Howellites live, and they're evicting them now to make a new highway, so they say. But I say they're removing Rasta in life, which is now September 13, 2013, 80 years old, young Rasta is. And this is Pinnacle. You see? But they're removing us yet again. Tell me what you got to say about this, Brother Kenyut. Talk to the people. Come up in here, Brother Kenyut. Yes, Rastafari. Yes, fire.
With the move where the people are making, pertaining to the heritage side, and how close. Because I think the heritage side should get some space around it. And I'm dissatisfied with the distance that they come.
Okay.
Overall.
Yes, because we're seeing they're clearing here at Mrs. Howell grave to put a house. And the man is still clearing. So, as usual, they're not getting permission from no health department of Jamaica, neither from the parish council or nobody, and they're proceeding. Now, my brother, I'm going to gently swift over to Gongo Walk. And then I'm going to get forward to you. This is Gongo Walk here. This is Gongo Walk. This is the burial place of the ancient Howellites that came off the plantations after slavery with nothing. Nothing, basically nothing. Their grave sites have been removed by this developer, Michael Lake, After 19 plus years of burial at this side, they've now seen fit to put their houses. These are greedy Jamaicans, you know. They live in the graveyard. They're squatting in the graveyard. Very greedy. Doesn't set a global example of what a Jamaican's supposed to be or think. My brother, I'm going to come right with it. Right to you again, Brother Kenyut. Brother Kenyut, tell me how old are you, Brother Kenyut?
I'm 69.
Okay.
And I was born in Pinnacle and grew in Pinnacle and live on Pinnacle for these 69 years. I never go anywhere else.
My brother, how comes this man, like all the rest of man before him, come and said that he owned Pinnacle without a penny? Mr. Howell never sell Pinnacle. The Ethiopian Salvation Society of New York has not sold Pinnacle.
No.
How come these people on this land and get a title from the land department of Jamaica saying they squat on our land, so they got the right to be on our land, dig up our ancestors and put you off now? Tell me, my brother, is that justice?
No justice in it. I do think we have all the right of Pinnacle for all the destruction that we have been through to Pinnacle, and to be here now and been fighting for Pinnacle. I think that is corruption.
Government corruption?
Yes, because we work hard for it and we fight for it, and we never leave it. We never leave Pinnacle. We've been destroyed from the top of Pinnacle, and we never have anywhere else, so we had to go down to the foot of Pinnacle, and we all live there. Leaders and everybody have to live on Pinnacle up to now.
So now this would be the real second exodus, the clean out of Rasta for Pinnacle?
Definitely.
That's what they're engaged in now?
Definitely.
And what do you think with all these people that shout, Rastafari, Rastafari, Rastafari? Tell me, what do you think about them?
Well, from a point of view, you have to be a real Rasta, you know. You have to be a real Rasta, regardless in what realms or position you are in. You have to be a real Rasta from your heart, because you could be shouting Rasta for all your life. You have to be a real Rasta to find and to know what Rasta is. Because many said Rasta and they don't know nothing about Rasta.
My brother, you are one of the privileged few to walk with Mr. Howell. Tell me what Councillor Howell, as you called him, would have done in this situation. I know he predicted that you were going to return to Pinnacle.
Yes.
And this is what you were going to return to. But you never left Pinnacle. You're on the foothills of Pinnacle that they're currently wiping you off from. What do you think the councillor would have done in this situation with them trying to remove the rest of the Howellites off of Pinnacle? In this year, September 13, Friday the 13th, 2013. Fire away!
Yes, well, I think my leader have his own time to deal with all things, you know.
Fire.
So in a case of like this now, he will just stay one side and let time and nature perform their work for him, you know.
Fire.
Whatever I'm set is well set.
Rastafari.
So you wouldn't get him to come and step on a man's foot or prove things. Him set everything already.
Karma, fire.
Yes, so him just go calmly and let time and nature do the work.
Don't tell lies.
How do you feel gazing out at Gongo Walk with the desecration of the ancestral burial spaces?
I feel desperate, knowing that I was born here and not even the privilege of a freedom of it. Because when we look around and what the heritage site has come to, it's like I'm in a cage to what I know Pinnacle was. I run to the river from Pinnacle, down to the river and all around, and I'm still on Pinnacle. Now if I step just a little way from the heritage site, I feel like I'm in a cage because I'm in somebody else's place as I see it.
But there's a cage you in, my brother. So you're speaking it right. You see, with me, I say with truth comes justice. And with justice comes security. I have to ask you this question now. And to ask you to do something. You have to talk to the Minister of Justice. What would you say to him now? His name is Senator Mark Golden. Tell me what you have. Talk to Senator Mark Golden. I'm not going to say anything else.
Well, definitely, I would like him as a man of, as they say, a man of justice, to review the situation, not from here, but from distance. Because if they review it from here, it look away. But I want them to review it from distance and see the struggle that we have been through, the destruction that have taken place without a cause. So please review it from distance and let justice have its course. We don't want the mind of people or the mind of men to decide and to give what they feel that they should give. I want justice to have its course.
Friday the 13th, 2013 at Pinnacle. Yes, Brother Ken.
From a distance. From a distance. Please, I thank you.
What would you say to the Minister of National Security? Wait, let me find this again, my brother. As you're here, we're looking over the early mountain tops of Pinnacle. This is Friday, September 13, 2013. And we're following up on them, still continuing the clearage of Mrs. Howell's gravesite. Let me zoom in a little bit. This is it. We're over now to Gongo Walk. This is the ancestral burial spaces at Pinnacle. The Jamaica National Heritage Trust has failed to protect Pinnacle because while engaged in these discussions, the developer, Michael Lake, who is the major shareholder of the company Island Homes and St. Jago Hills Developers, has proceeded to plant himself and to destroy our ancestral burial sites. These are black people from the continent of Africa, Paul Bogle's children from St. Thomas, that stood up and says, we are not going to have this. We want to be Africans. We want to continue our African traditions. And this is what happened. Minister of Culture, Lisa Hanna, what do you have to say to her? Let me set the scene. Minister Lisa Hanna's grandfather, Edward Rashid Hanna. It cannot be disputed now, you know. He had a relationship with Pinnacle. Now, what's the relationship he had at Pinnacle that allowed him as head of the Boy Scouts Association of Jamaica? And this is part of the record. Freedom of Information will get you that. That he was the first one to put out 4,000 Rastafari off here through the Sligoville Gate, which they never left. They just circled and they came right forward. Edward Rashid Hanna, now you have Lisa Hanna as a Minister of Culture and Youth. I've got issues, you know. She says our youth are crazy. That's the first thing. Our black youth are crazy. Won't you be crazy if your grandfather, Lisa Hanna, put these people's mothers and their grandmothers out to the door without anything burning their homes? Where is your sympathy or empathy for black people? Now, you have appointed Michael Lake, the developer, your living lover's brother, okay, to be on the board of trustees of the Jamaica National Heritage Trust. We're hitting this hard, you know, my brother Ken Youth. You're here and there. What's your message for the Minister of Culture, Lisa Hanna?
Well, my message to her is that experience teaches wisdom.
Fire.
And from my experience, I do think that the minister in this portfolio
is not experienced enough, especially on the side of culture.
Rastafari.
Because reading about culture is one side of a kind, but dealing and knowing culture is another side of a kind that need experience. So from my understanding, I do think there is some ways of experience needed in the ways of culture.
And youth, and our youth.
And youth as well. Because as far as I see, been here around this thing for 10 years. And to the backpedaling.
The last 10 years.
Yeah.
With this culture. Yeah, man.
It give me reason. It give me reason to say that experience we need.
Yeah. I used to see, not interrupting you, my ancient, with your permission. I could remember a day when I used to see the Honorable Babsy Grange up here a lot. And she came up here a lot in her portfolio as Minister of Culture. I think that was her portfolio. You know, and I also saw the Prime Minister, Bruce Golding, up here, taking a special interest that he did a compulsory acquisition. That means the developer doesn't own these lands. The lands, the government take it from the developer, some kind of payment with whatever. They acquire the property. And to make that space available for the global family, for Mr. Howell and the birth of the Rastafari movement here. What I don't see, people are telling me the Prime Minister does not understand what's happening at Pinnacle. And I don't believe that for one moment, because we met with her. I know I personally talked to her when she was in the opposition. When Bruce Golding came to power, I talked to her at the family's funeral, and she said this is high on her agenda if she ever came back to power. Look what's high on the agenda since my Prime Minister came back to power. We're sweeping the mountainsides of Pinnacle. Yes. This is what's happened. Prime Minister Portia Simpson Miller. This developer, Michael Lake, has dynamited the whole mountainside, the burial space of your ancestors. I know Auntie Lily won't like this if anybody go bombing her out or bombing anybody off of the mountains there. You know, look at this. This is what was allowed to happen from Bruce Golding to Portia Simpson Miller. This is what the Heritage Trust protected, isn't it? Or is just the top here that's vested with the title? My brother, quickly, Minister of National Security, Peter Bunting. I mean, he's to make sure that we secure in our persons and places at all times, that we can't have any corrupt person coming and saying that they own land and they're going to squat on land, or ancestral land with this much value from the time of the Spanish, from the 1200s, the 1300s, right on, the archaeological value of Pinnacle and the global reach of Rastafari. What do you have to say to the Minister of National Security that cannot even secure Pinnacle and bring some of these criminals to power? What's happening here? That this one man, Michael Lake, his brother Richard Lake, Louis Sherwood, Lisa Hanna, and the whole of the Heritage Trust keep us hostage. What do you have to say to the Minister of National Security, Peter Bunting? Don't cry, Mr. Bunting.
Well, I would say the Minister of Justice is by favor, as far as I'm concerned.
Red hot.
It's by favor. Because things like these, I shouldn't think it should be out of the hands of the Minister of Justice.
And Security.
And Security. Because this is important. So I do think people like them should take it up on table and to administer the right to people. And don't lag. Because other things that is stupid, I see them run around it. And these important things, nobody pay it no mind. So the Minister of Justice,
Conspiracy of silence in Jamaica. While the rest of the world is talking about Pinnacle, there's a conspiracy of silence in Jamaica, and that goes from our reggae artists, all of them, that's a Rastafari. The radio announcers, the majority of them, they're into some little spooky when Pinnacle has been declared national heritage. And Rasta is saying it in Rasta heritage alone because we're all Ethiopians. Happy New Year, happy belated New Year, my brother.
Be on table in front of them every time.
Yes, Fire.
To see that it deal with.
Yes, yes. And we're going to acquire lots. We don't need no more lots. You come up with the bottom of the bump heritage. We are no longer going to negotiate from a position of inferiority and power just because we feel we need to trash this out on the government to government and government opposition level, because let's say it. Bustamante and Manley are the ones who destroyed the Rastafari movement to this day, and the parties that they support. It's a duopoly of corruption there and conspiracy of silence surrounding Pinnacle. Now we call on Minister Mike Henry, that's looking for reparations, to look for reparations to Rasta right here in Jamaica, because it's kind of hypocritical running into Trinidad looking for reparations or St. Vincent or wherever they've gone. But the government couldn't spend $5 million Jamaican to acquire the top of Pinnacle free and clear. So Rasta is going to come to the top of Pinnacle now, where this thieving developer still own. And I call him a thief because he hasn't paid a cent for Pinnacle, and he hasn't lived here longer, and he went and he got a title, say he squat here. So these big boys are squat on Rasta land, and the government I give them title for things that in theirs. You see what I'm saying to you? So I'm saying, how many of the big man involved in this? That's why we ain't getting somewhere with this. But listen to this. Pinnacle was destroyed for, as they say, ganja. Mr. Howell was known as the ganja farmer. Wait a minute. This is from the University of the West Indies. What's the man's name that did the ganja commission? He wrote that Mr. Howell was a two-bit ganja farmer. I want to know, where's his name again? How come he never got to meet Leonard Percival Howell? Lived here, Leonard Percival Howell transitioned in 1981, a couple of months before Bob Marley, February 1981. He was laid down on February 25th, 1981. So we're asking now, where are all these people? Barry Chavanis, that's his name. I remember meeting him just before the last conference that he held at the University of the West Indies, and he said, me how does come? I says, no, my time is better spent at Pinnacle with Leonard Howell, because I've witnessed what you've done to his legacy, and that's the legacy of Jamaica. Tell me, my brother, finally, I'm going to wrap up from a bit, and I'm going to shut up and let you talk. Tell me what is on your mind this day. I see Sizzler looking for power. This one looking for power. Denier Bingy this. Well, we know what came up here and did. But we're not going to wash that laundry in public, because the justice is set for those who tarnish the pinnacle of pinnacles. Because it's sacred site that our ancestors, who has no rest in the cemetery, has now congregated as a place to rest at the pinnacle of pinnacles. Tell me, my brother.
Yes, me as a Howellite. Me as a Howellite.
And what is a Howellite, my brother? Explain to the world, what's a Howellite?
Howellite is a man that are people who have been with Prince Regent through all the struggle.
So you said they're the founding, the people that stood with Leonard Howell. Your mother, your grandmother, your great-grandmother stood with Leonard Howell in this fight for justice to black people and self-governance in this place. So you, 69 years young, was born at the pinnacle. They can't take that away, you know.
No, I'm at Pinnacle.
You're at Pinnacle.
Right now I'm standing on the top.
Pinnacle.
Which I'm so proud of. To know we've been driven around and around, and we go around and around until we come right back on the top. So then, as a man of order, from the founding father of Rastafari, I decided I can't put my foot in anybody's shoes. I just decided to wait and time, because that's his order. Wait and time. Time is the master.
Rastafari. Yeah. My brother, I see it like this. And I'm going to tell you, people call me a conspiracy theorist, you know. But the only thing a conspiracy theorist would tell you is that I'm speaking what I see. So if to you it's a conspiracy and it's a theory, it's reality for me. In this year, 2013, we stand here Friday, September 13, 2013, at the top of Pinnacle again. And when you watch them root out the ancestral bones out of Pinnacle, all right? At the same simultaneously, the Minister of Works and Transport and the Land Department has moved through where the Howellites lived. And now got a lot of Howellites scrambling with their families. This is the first time since the 50s, 1950s, that these families have had any kind of security, have been able to reconstruct a little dwelling. I know my brother Noel, the first time that he was able to construct something, his grandmother, staunch Howellite, still living in the foothills. And as soon as the testimony from the court went out, on the final day when the magistrate questioned the Howellite about what happened to Mr. Howell's land, and he said he still lived here, now suddenly, the Howellites, these Howellites are being moved off of Pinnacle to make a road. Now, I feel in my heart that if there's anybody at this hour should be given a land spot at Pinnacle are those people, because they've never left Pinnacle, and this is a ploy of the developer to move us out of Pinnacle in life or death. And I want to tell him the Pope of Rome is dead. He could never conquer Rasta. We know you're Roman Catholic and you're into restoring San Diego de la Vega. Let me tell you, Mr. Lake. Let me tell you, Mr. Lake, something. You're in the Gunga Walk burial ground. A dead the ancestors lay you down. And your story done set in the ground. Let me tell you something, Lisa Anna. Your history tied up with Rastafari. You better do the wise thing and make sure the thing done right. Else you not got no legacy. Your family not got no legacy. No legacy for Hannah's globally. Ada we say.
Well, I think there's a few minutes left, but I think that listeners have been able to understand or overstand what is happening. And regardless, as I said earlier, whether you like Rastafari or not, that's not the important factor here. The important factor is that Rastafari put Jamaica on the map, and our ancestors, the bones of our ancestors, are being dug up. People are being put off the land that they were born on. This man is 69 years old. He was born there. And just like that, the place has been designated a heritage site. So is it possible that they will go and knock down? They will go and knock down Marcus Garvey's house one day and decide that they want to put up some high-rise hotel there? No, we cannot stand by. We cannot stand by. And this is the unfortunate thing about Rastafari, because of all the people who were mimicking us and all the people who were copying us, if they were serious, then we would not find ourselves in this situation. But one of the things about Jamaica is that people love images. You have to have the image, and from you have the image, everything is good. You don't have to do anything. You can go out there, you can see a madman, and because his hair is a certain way, you call him a Rasta. You can see smudding them in pork, and because them have hair a certain way, you call them a Rasta. And I've been calling since I've been on this program for a little bit of respect. A little bit of respect. But here we have the disrespect coming even from the Jamaican government.
Presently, you are listening to the Spiritual Vibrations with your host, Sista P. All tune in, including he, she, and the old lady. Styles FM to the world.
Hi, this is Brother Gary telling you about the best credit company in the whole United States, National Credit Consultant. Anywhere you are right now, listen to stylesfm.com in the whole United States. There's a special going on for you right now, 30 to 90 days, and you can get brand new credit. Call this number right now, 1-800-330-5221. 1-800-330-5221. 1-800-330-5221. Anywhere you are in the United States, listening to stylesfm.com. Only USA listeners only. The best credit company in the whole United States, National Credit Consultant. And Marco, how long it take to fix up with someone credit?
30 to 90 days, Brother Gary. 30 to 90 days, we're going to get you back on the road to good credit.
So you are telling me, my Styles FM listeners, if they call right now, they can get good credit in 30 to 90 days.
That's right, Brother Gary. That's why we're the leaders in credit repair in the whole country, Brother Gary. National Credit Consultants, we've been doing this for over 14 years. We have an A rating with the Better Business Bureau. We have endorsements like the Brother Gary Show because we provide the results between 30 to 90 days, the fastest turnaround time in the industry, Brother Gary.
So stylesfm.com listeners only. This is your number. 1-800-330-5221. 1-800-330-5221. 1-800-330-5221. stylesfm.com in the US only. Out.
I'm on the go, I'm on the go. I'm on the go, I'm on the go.
You've been standing like that beside the radio all day. Haven't you heard about Styles FM on the go?
With Styles FM on the go, you can listen to your favorite programs by calling the USA number 213-992-4360. If you're in the UK, it's 020-3670-1330.
It's that easy? Wow! Styles FM on the go? I like it.
For the best quality in sound reinforcement and backlining, native audio, we have professional engineers with over 20 years of experience. So call us and we'll take care of your parties, wedding receptions, barbecues, conferences, and small stage shows. Crystal clear sound, native audio. Our prices are the best. Call us at 871-5212. That's 871-5212. Native audio. We make your events audible.
You're tuned in to Spiritual Vibration with Sister P.
Just have to say, Karen, I really give thanks for the feedback. Because Karen says, wow, she's speechless. And you know, this is the kind of reaction that you hope for, because it's people like Karen, it's Karens of the world, who will help to change Jamaica, to make Jamaica a better place, where everyone is equal. We have to stop this thing about image. Image, it a mash we down. People go to church because they want the image of looking like them is a good smarty because they go to church. People lax because they want the image that them is Rasta. If we were living the life of Christians as what Christianity, well, I don't know, because Christianity was a very brutal religion back in the years. A whole heap of people them kill on something in these crusades, so I don't know. But if we really had put our hearts and minds together and living a certain way, Jamaica would be a much better place.
Why you do it such love that you found? I'm always gonna let you wear that crown. Good rufus of times, you maintain your calm was your only end, while sheltering me from the storm. And when it's cold, you wrap me in a towel so warm. Oh my, I'm so glad I was born. Thank you, Mama, for the 9 months you carried me through. All those pain and suffering. No one knows the
You're tuned in to Spiritual Vibration with Sister P.
My love, oh yeah. Well, thank you, Mama, for the 9 months you carried me through. All those pain and suffering. No one knows the pressure you bear. Only you. This is my word. I'm you have. You're the one who teaches me all the good from the bad. Even the system keeps pressuring my dad. You got IO. Thanks be unto the Most High God. Thank you, Mama, for the 9 months you carried me through. All those pain and suffering. No one knows the pressure you bear, just only you. Give you all my love, oh yeah. Thank you, Mama, for the 9 months you carried me through. All those pain and suffering. All my vision, aspiration, I owe it all unto you. Just my words and my offering.
Happy birthday greetings to my loving cousin, Vivia and Javoy. Greetings coming from Cassie, Sanya, Ola, and friends from Snow Hill.
Blisters on your fingers so they can't take us for food. And still can do so much more. You'll prepare me for the future, my love, you deserve. Keep doing your thing while others not knowing. So deep inside your heart, mama, you know where it was going. Can a mother lose her tender care for her child that she be showing? Somehow your stars.
And a shout out to Marva at Alexander Crescent St. Mary, and this is coming from the Grabber crew.
Music media. Rise to the occasion, look at yourself and say you're strong. No one can stop you. Yeah. Rise to the occasion, go ahead, you know you're strong. No one can stop you. It's for you to best in the life. Now that you got the chance, get up and step towards your goal, it's alright. Fulfill your needs and the wants. You to make the best in the life. Now that
Oh, Sizzla Kalonji.
you know, them by the same hands will feed them. Just sign your blow before the food for the righteous and the heathen. And mother hurt, never stop produce for all her children. Don't be an enemy to a very, very good friend. Oh, what a joy, knowing that this hurt had been given unto I and I, and none can destroy. Mother hurt, never stop work ever since you've been employed. Oh, what a joy. To I and I, none can destroy. Mother hurt, never stop work ever since you've been employed. Come, make you show them over the become a city calamity where I come. That is the earth and the fullness thereof like unto John none. I've got no money, now me power in abundance, food it a run. Them this mother hurt every day and still I walk on such a ground. The seeds I sow will grow in due season. Healing herbs and fruit natural botanical garden. To blood the meat and a big rasta man pardon. Just remove all grief, delete all burdens and oh, what a joy. Knowing that this hurt had been given unto I and I, none can destroy. But the hurt never stop work ever since you've been employed. Oh, what a joy. Knowing that this hurt had been given unto I and I can destroy. Since you've been employed,
you tune in to Spiritual Vibration with Sista P.
Creatures of this air, foes of the earth, all earthly things, raising all the mountains, moon and stars, sun and wind. Make a joyful noise unto King Selassie and give praises. Oh, what a joy, knowing that this earth had been given unto us.